So, update on the kitchen garden, veg garden, what have you. We have lost one of the tomato plants, and we've also lost, or not lost, but the cobra beans didn't germinate, and the, what lettuce was it? Tom Thumb lettuce. I think the seeds maybe were too old because they didn't germinate either. The cos lettuce did, however that has wilted in the grow house, so I'm not going to show you that because that's shameful on my part. I actually wanted to get them out last weekend, but the raised bed that I wanted to put them in was full of ants nests. So I've hopefully treated the ants. Yes, hopefully I've treated the ants and the ants nests. So we're going to put the onions and the lettuce in the ground today, and then the tomato plant, let me show you. So Mum came in here the other day for me to water them, and she said something had dug up a hole in my tomato plant. She filled it back in and we heard no more. However, the other day, this week, I came in here and another hole had been dug again. It's quite deep, I don't know if you can tell, but it's because this little chap is living in there. I don't know if you can see him, Mr. Toad. So he is currently living in my tomato plant. So now I'm thinking, so this is the tomato that died, this was the Shirley, I don't know. So I was going to buy another tomato plant, but what I might do is just move this tomato plant here, and then Mr. Toad can live in his little hole, because obviously it's nice and damp and warm in here. He loves being in here, and I don't want to kick him out because I've since learnt that he can actually stay on top of like my slugs and stuff. So I don't want to evacuate him. So yeah, I forgot my string again, so I need to tie up my sweet peas because they are starting to get a little bit of growth, and obviously they need encouraging up the wigwam. And then obviously I need to buy some actual bean plants because my 2 beans didn't germinate. So that's kind of what's happening here. The foxglove is coming along really well. That's looking exciting, and we've got some little young shoots coming through, so hopefully this will have some nice flowers in due course. And one of our raspberry canes is looking quite good, so this one's looking really well. This has got some young growth on it. This one's got some as well, so that's quite exciting. And then the last thing to mention is this little flower box, which is budded up quite nicely. So yeah, it's looking quite good. Oh, that should not be in there. Bloody sycamores. And I've got this one with me who's making noises. Yeah. You're making noises, aren't you, mister? Oh, and I forgot to mention the sunflowers, which are looking really good. They are slightly wilted because we've suddenly had this random heat wave. And this morning's sun has just sucked all the life out of them this morning. But yeah, they're looking good. So they're nice and strong. So yeah, what we need to do is plant, get this area sorted, get the lettuce and the onions in there, and tie up the sweet peas. Oh, and relocate the tomato plant. Onions are in. I've never grown onions before, so I only googled it before I put them in, and they said to plant them sort of 4 to 6 inches apart, about 20 centimetres rows. So roughly that's kind of what I've done. I might have gone a little bit small and narrow, I don't know, but we'll see how they go. A few of them look a little bit weaker, maybe like this one looks a bit weaker, so we'll have to see if they all survive and all do well or what. But yeah, onions are in. And then I've just got the lettuces to put out, but obviously as you can see they wilted a bit in the grow house, so I'm going to put them in the shade and hopefully they'll perk up before I put them in the ground. So I'm going to give these a good water, and yeah, we're making progress. So I've moved the little flower pot or flower tray into that corner next to the grow house. I just need to pull out all the grass, but I've moved that into position. And then we've got this concrete slab and some spare pots, there's some more over there, that I thought we could put some flowers in, because I've got some bulbs I haven't planted yet. So we'll put them in here, and I'll make a little flower arrangement here, I think. And then it's just like tidying up this space. The water butt is actually going to go in that corner because of the way, but we can't open the window with it being here. So we're going to move it the other side of the downpipe. So that needs to be fitted at some point. I'm just going to clear these pots out and then plant the flowers. Once again, never grown dahlias, so have I planted that right? Who knows? I'll put it in 10 centimetres hopefully. I presume that's new growth, so I'll leave it on the top. There we go. That footage is actually a couple of weeks old now, and so I thought I would end the journal by showing you what has happened since that last recording. So let's do a little tour of the garden. Tomatoes are coming on really well. We've got our first flowers on there, so they'll be fruiting soon, so I need to start feeding these. I've got some tomato rye already. They have slightly wilted, but I need to transplant those. They are lettuces, which are actually growing in here. We did lose quite a few, but they're looking really strong and healthy. And the onions, I don't know. As I say, I've never grown onions, so I don't know if they're looking good or not. But that is what's happening with the onions, so you let me know what you think. Sunflowers are looking like this, very tall, really strong. We have had a little bit of slug damage on the bottom there, but I think that was from when it was a smaller plant. I don't think it's happened recently. The sweet peas are starting to get a bit taller. I need to put some more string to hold those up, but they're looking good. We've had some amazing foxgloves flower. However, we've got some serious aphid activity going on this one. It's disgusting. And a little bit on that one too. So I have just tried to wipe off some of them, but I need to probably spray them off, nasty things. But no other flowers have come up in here, to be honest. So a bit disappointing. I think those might actually be all weeds. I don't think there's a single flower in there, which is a bit of a shame. And then the raspberries are coming along really, really well. Don't mind the bramble, but this raspberry is looking incredible. That one started leafing up first and is doing really well. We've actually got a flower or something on that one, so that's exciting. And this one's looking really healthy too. Lastly, as for the flowers, the carnation has flowered. That's looking really good. But nothing else is going crazy in this little box. Last thing to mention is the dahlia that we planted in there. That's coming along, that's gotten bigger too. So everything is looking really good in the garden at the minute. To be fair, we've had some really good weather, a lot of rain, but also a lot of sunshine. So it's been really perfect weather for the garden basically. So yes, all very positive. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one when maybe we'll be picking our first lot of produce, fingers crossed. Back at home, Daniel has also been growing potatoes, and he wanted me to include those in the video because actually they're doing really, really well. So we'll go out into the garden and we'll take a look at his amazing potato patch. Thank you for watching.